Gary, get your mic. Special meeting is being called Planning Land Development Regulation Commission. The meeting will start at 3 o'clock on Friday, November the 1st, 2024. Roll call.
Chair King,
Yes.
Kenny Robinson,
Yes.
Mike Arman,
Yes.
Larry Cummings,
Here.
Sam Strauss is absent. He has called and prior to the meeting to let us know that he would not be meeting.
Yes, he's up north.
For the record, I have the city's planner, Graham Long, on the phone. That will be presenting the item that we're listening to today.
All righty. Whenever you're ready.
You're up, sir.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Try it again.
Okay. How about now?
Yes, it was my fault. I had the mic off.
Quite all right. Graham Long with CTA, the city consultant planner. We have an item on the agenda today for a minor development plan, and this is for the Burn Science and Technology Charter School. The proposal is to install two portable buildings on site, and the applicant has provided us with site plans for review for the minor development plan for the portables, and has also stated that the portables will not are not to be used to generate additional student enrollment or staff demands. We reviewed the proposal. It should be noted that the section 24262 of the city code deals with concurrency, and public school facilities are exempt from concurrency review, so that's why that is not included in the staff report. Additionally, alterations to developments that are exempt are also themselves exempt, so it falls twice in that category under the city code. We have 3 staff recommended conditions of approval. One is that the applicant state that the minor development plan will not, that the minor development plan will not increase student enrollment or staff demands, and that it simply frees up more space for the existing enrollment. Additionally, staff recommends that a condition that the proposed improvements undertaken upon approval of minor development plan does not result in a loss of parking spaces. This is due to the fact that if the portables would be used by their square footage for additional student enrollment, then 2 additional parking spaces would be required on site. So we'd like to condition that no parking spaces will be lost. And then the third and final condition is that the transport through the campus for placement of the new city portables, that city staff be able to oversee that process so that there's not any conflict with any existing trees on site. So with that, I'll take any questions or let the applicant speak.
You ready then to speak?
Yes.
State your name for the record, please.
Hello, my name is Alexis Galerno, and I am the kindergarten through 6th grade
Can
principal.
you turn my mic on? Just push the little button. There you go.
Hello. My name is Alexis Galerno, and I am the kindergarten through 6th grade principal at Burnside Tech. So to address these conditions and the reason why we are here today, we are proposing for 2 portables to be placed on our campus. These portables, one will be brought in for a 1st grade class that we already have in a classroom, In order to have that classroom, we had to actually push out our 2 reading coaches and our gifted teacher. The gifted teacher is now teaching her class in our teacher's lounge, and the reading coaches are teaching in our back server room, which is where our server is housed. This is one of them. Our server is housed for all of our technology and computers. So by allowing the students that are in that room right now to then go to the new portable where the first grade classroom would be, it would allow these teachers to come out of the server closet and go back into that other classroom. The other portable is for our music class that we have currently. The way our music class works, it's a special area that's set up on a rotation. So in the morning, there's 4 to 5 periods a day that he currently pushes in 2 classrooms for a 50-minute period. That teacher that teaches that class cannot stay in her classroom where she would do her planning, which by law we have to provide. So instead, she has to leave her classroom and find a corner to do her work, and he then goes into that classroom and teaches music. While it seems to be okay, there are also times where he's teaching music and the classroom next door is still teaching reading. So he is not able to teach the music that he would like to, or have the program that we would like to have for the students that are there. In the afternoon, he teaches our current students that are in 7th through 12th grade, and he actually holds this in our cafeteria. So he shares that space. Half of it, he is having music class. The other half, they're breaking down tables and cleaning the cafeteria from lunch, and then they flip-flop during his class. He's storing his instruments in part of our art room and part of our teacher's lounge as well. So every day he's carting multiple music instruments in and out of these areas, where if we had that other portable, it would allow him to have an area where all these classes to come, have a full music class, and store those. So these are for students that are already enrolled in a classroom on our campus. They will not add any additional students at all, therefore not allowing any additional parking or taking up parking places, because we would not be expanding. And as far as the last condition, yes, we would invite you to please come see where they're being placed. We currently have 3 portables on campus that hold our other first grade classrooms. So the one that would hold those first grade students, it's going to be right next to them. And then the other one is in our open area where our garden is.
So you're going to lose the garden.
No. So what we've done is we have the garden. This was actually where our, I don't know if you remember the greenhouse that was there in the center of the garden. Yes. It was falling apart, especially after some of these other storms that we've had. So we were able to take that down, and it would go into that area. By moving the one first grade classroom over by the other portables, we are now going back to grade level garden plots. So the first grade teachers will have their own garden area, which is already started in front of some of the portables there. Kindergarten has started theirs outside of their classroom area. And then on the other side, between our 4th and 5th and 2nd and 3rd grade class, we've started a garden area there already too. So now it's actually dispersed throughout, and they have their own sections that they can tend and manage a lot better with their individual classrooms and teachers.
So this is to enhance student knowledge, participation, and the overall success of the first graders and the music teacher and the reading teacher.
And the reading teacher, yes, and the gifted, yes. Mm-hmm.
It's really not much to be said.
Yep. You need more space.
You need more
Simple as
space.
that.
Yes,
And
You want her out of the closet.
yeah, she wants to be out of the closet, yeah.
And it seems like you have your ducks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be very much else to be said.
Well, I got a question.
Okay,
Several, matter of fact.
At least for me.
thank you.
At any time, will they be eventually made into something else?
No, so we
So
have.
you can add more students to what you already have.
No, I can tell you, we do not plan on expanding our student enrollment at all. We grew quickly and a lot, and our goal is to take care of what we have and make what we have really, really great. In order to do that, we have to just focus on what we have.
Okay.
So there will not be any growth.
And the reason that I ask that is I have 2 that go there.
I know.
And I have one that, or 2 that are now in New Smyrna.
I know.
One's in Edgewater. And I finally figured out and started listening to people in this town about the traffic. Because I am at 15 minutes after 1,
Sitting in a line
sitting in a line, waiting till 2:30.
at the other
Kids
school.
to get out. Yes.
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 Yeah, so I have spoke with a few of the members of the community, and that is something that even with our staff, I've addressed the kindergarten through 6th grade staff. We have meetings every Tuesday morning of what we can do to mend relationships in this town. We already have some ideas. I have some amazing teachers with amazing ideas. So that is in the forefront of some of our purpose for this year and continuing. We have changed our dismissal this year already, and by hearing from a few, we have heard that it is better because we have stretched it out a little bit, and so it's not that major congestion for that time period anymore. They're more staggering in. I have spoke to some other community members about some other ideas as far as parking when we have events. I've already taken that to our administration, and we've talked about possibly having parking in the back side of our school. We do have a field back there. So we've talked about possibly doing some of that. Or even having staff parking there and having some of the students park in other areas. So this is on our mind. It's actually written on the board in my office that we are continuing conversations to make that issue better. And some of it might just be we try something, see if it works, try something else, but it is definitely something that has been brought to our attention and that we would like to work on.
The next one I have
Okay.
is I sit at the Baptist church in the mornings, waiting on the bus,
Okay.
and this traffic, these parents roll right through the stop signs. They turn, they over the speed bumps, and the only reason I'm telling it, because I've been sitting there watching it since school started. It's bad. They don't even, like I said, they won't even stop at the stop. They come up with a stop sign, they coming off of Gaines, they get to that stop sign and never slow down. Unless there's a car fixing to be right there.
And so that's something I think that we could work with the sheriff on. I know that they do frequent and sit out front on our street, especially by the post office right there, and we've tried to make sure that people don't park in there and take up their places. So maybe that's something we need to have a meeting with the sheriff and talk about certain zones where they can kind of rotate through. I think that's a good option that we can address.
Question on that. You can discipline the students. The
It's
threat
hard
is
with the parents,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So that's why we have to use the
The threat is you're
sheriff.
going to New Smyrna Beach, kid.
Yeah, right,
And
right,
then they
right.
behave. Can you discipline the parents driving the same way? You blow that stop sign 5 times,
Yeah.
you're kicking your kid out.
Yeah. The only thing we can do, I know, is hopefully have the sheriff there and have them actively writing tickets, and hopefully they all start to
We do
spread
recommend
that.
the parents, we do tell the parents to please call the non-emergency sheriff's
Yes.
number, and they do, and the sheriff will come more often. They've been writing a lot of tickets
Yeah.
this year. I know-
They've been a lot more present, which we appreciate.
Would it be easier to have a parent education class as a condition of enrollment?
In the beginning, to help with that, we had a map that we color coded for parents. I mean, it wouldn't hurt we have a literacy event coming up soon, so it wouldn't hurt to pass that out again and just remind them of, their routes.
Yeah, because like I said, you've got kids walking down on Gaines headed that way. I've seen y'all have kids now that park at the church, and they walk up, and it's like
Right. Dangerous.
Main Street's a racetrack.
Yeah. So is Lagoon.
The lagoon is also.
And some of it is even made its way from North Games that way. They figured out there's another
Another
way.
way to get in.
They haven't, I don't think they figured out River Road yet.
You done?
I'm done. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Your total enrollment now, where does it stand to that meet the requirements or your?
So this year we budgeted for 1117. The most we would take would be 1123.
Where are you at
We
in
are at-
relation to that?
We are at 1100 right now.
Okay, and with the fire department, how are you managing your per person in the room count by for fire code?
Yes. So
It does
It's-
state
it-
that it is a teacher, teacher's aide. I don't know if your totals involve your volunteers, but they're also supposed to be included in the fire department account.
yeah, it is under that. That is part of the reason why we actually, our lunches start at 10 and don't end until 1:30 because of part of that reason. We can only have a certain amount of students in the cafeteria or in the other line at one time, so we have to stagger the classes that go in and out.
What's your graduating class size this year?
Yes.
42? What's your first grade count?
75.
Okay, you graduate 42, you move 40, 70 some from first grade to second grade. Does that mean it opens up 70 some spaces for next year?
No. So, no, I mean, these are good questions, right?
Well, I
So,
mean, it opens to 72, so they have to move somewhere. And you're not losing as many as you're gaining.
So we have, our kindergarten is 75, that goes all the way up. Our sixth grade is 112 last year. This year, the eighth grade is 112. But the reality is when students do go from eighth grade to a high school setting, there are different fields that they go into, and they are allowed to get variances to different places too. So we do lose some of the enrollment when they go from eighth grade to ninth grade. It's just the nature of what high school is and the academies that different high schools offer. So that right there keeps that count. As far as the high school itself, it would be a 300, I want to make sure, 300 student capacity at our high school itself.
Well, I know the fire code calls for a minimum of 20 square feet per person safe space. And with the number of people that you have, including the volunteers, do you meet that?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Because portables don't count as safe space.
Right. No, we meet that. Everything, we have extensive reviews that they come often to make sure.
With the application, is there any way you can furnish with a total head count, including volunteers?
Well, the volunteers would be on a daily basis. I mean, so that would be hard to check.
There should be an average, daily average. I mean,
Well, I can tell you how many students, I mean, I can pull the report right now to tell you how many students were on campus today. I know how many employees were on campus. Today we had actually 85 students off campus because we had a field trip. But I can definitely pull that and provide that, sure.
well, I know, so that's day to day. I mean, you have to come or all of them into one number. I mean, yeah, today you're going to have so many students absent, and some of the teachers may not, volunteers may be off today. But somewhere you have maximum amount that you know that you're going to have there at some given time.
Correct.
My concern is meeting the fire codes at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, the fire department, they come and inspect our campus twice a year.
Yeah.
Just to put the fire code for these plans, that was
one of our holdups.
It took this long, and the fire marshal sign off on everything, so they poured over these plans. And
Sorry, could you state your name for the record?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh.
My name is Brent Appy. I'm the business manager at Burns 244 Gary Avenue, Oak Hill. So we have worked very closely with the fire department and the fire marshal, multiple fire marshals actually, because the project's taken a while, And so we've checked all the boxes on that. As far as total head count, we don't really come close, to be honest, because our high school currently, you're allowed to have 25 kids per class. We're barely at 20, and so we're actually 5 under. And so we have, as far as code goes, we could add more students. We are not going to add more students. Okay, the 5-year plan, which we just finished for the refinance at the school, takes us up from 1117 to a max of 1123 in the next 5 years. And so that's as high as we're going to get. So we're not adding capacity. The volunteers, there's not very many volunteers. It's really just staff. We have 112 staff. We have substitutes depending on how many teachers are out. So maybe up to 17 substitutes in one day. And that's it. So yeah, so we're only allowed to have K3, we can have 18.5 kids max. We don't hit that number yet. So we're under in all of our numbers everywhere. And we're not really very close to being at the max for the fire code currently.
The issues of traffic, which you're addressing, head count, which you're under, the minor issue is trees, which you're going to try not to knock down, excuse me. And I can relate to the delays from the fire marshal. And they're pretty thorough.
Yes.
They're slow, but they're very thorough.
Yes.
It says monitoring the trees. Who's going to do that? When you put these classrooms in place, who's going to make sure that the trees don't get knocked down? Someone from the city or
They said the city
one of
can-
us?
They say the city can
So
go
the
out.
city can go out and look, okay.
The city can go out and look and observe.
Okay, just out of curiosity, these are temporary structures, correct?
Correct.
What, there's something in the future to replace them, a permanent structure, or not yet?
No.
Okay, I'm just curious.
I was told that although they come in as portable classrooms, once they are permanently anchored to the ground, they are no longer.
They're not
permanent.
portables,
They are no longer permanent.
Okay.
They are permanent structures
Okay.
once you anchor them down.
which explains
can be removed.
the stack of paper we got on this, because they're not temporary, or they're portable right now, but they won't be much
As soon as you
longer,
anchor
yeah.
them, they're not portable.
Okay.
They're no longer portable.
Mhm.
They're permanent structures. And that's another concern of mine is deterioration of portable buildings versus permanent buildings. And the length of time
The
that
ones we have currently there that have been there, and we currently have had 3 for as long as I've been there.
Yeah, we have currently 3 buildings there. Excuse me. And so, they do take standard maintenance just like the rest of that campus. As you guys all know, the campus is, a lot of those built in the 60s. And so we currently maintain them. We lease them still, so the company, when we have an issue, will come and maintain them. And then they have offered for us to buy them. And so they hit a certain point in life cycle and they want to sell them. So we are considering that as well, about purchasing the portables, and then just keeping them in good function and maintenance. So currently they're all maintained fine. The roofs get maintenance, the ACs get maintenance, but everything is original on them.
I'm just concerned, I'm voicing my opinion here because as like Miss Dana, I've been there from the conception of the school. I spent a lot of hard time, labor and everything getting it prepared to open. And I like to keep, I don't participate in it much, but I do like to keep my eye on it. But I have a aversion to portable rooms. I just do. That's all I have to say.
Do we have any questions or comments from citizens?
Hi there, I'm Trisha Tudine. I am the reading coach and I teach a special area as well. I push a cart. It's called The Leader in Me. It's based on Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And we are teaching these kids to be really great citizens and be part of our community. And I pull third and kindergarten groups currently into the server room. And so it'll be my classroom that will be opening up when the first grade can move out of that space. Currently, that room, it would be adequate for me to pull my small groups and for our gifted teacher. Our gifted program's a little different than some schools. They pull a small group of kids out of the regular classrooms. It's not a self-contained gifted program. So she goes and she pulls her groups. So she might be working with a gifted group, and then I would be working with a small group of readers that are needing extra support. So it's the space of that classroom is really great for that, but it is not an appropriate place for an entire first grade classroom. It's just not enough space for that. So I really would like to see that first grade teacher and those kids have the same opportunity that the other kids do. And I know that while portables are also not my favorite, if it's something that is going to be able to improve the lives of our students and teachers, I mean, teaching's already a really hard job. You know, I've done it in the classroom for many, many years, and if it found this other position that serves me and my family better, but being in the classroom is one of the hardest jobs I've ever done. So this is just making it a lot harder for that first grade teacher, and I feel for her. So while I can understand completely your sentiment about portables, I do know that when I was at New Smyrna Beach Middle School, I grew up in this area, we had almost all of our classes in portables, and it worked for us then, and I think it can work for us now, and it can help us achieve a level that is needed for these kids. So that's, any questions? Thank you.
Is there anybody else? Gentlemen, are y'all ready to call for the vote?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Derek?
I make a motion that we accept the minor development approval requests for 2 portables based on the caveat that the enrollment will not increase and that it will be used what it's wanted for.
I'll second that.
We have a motion, we have a second. Call for the vote.
Chairman King,
Yes.
Member Robinson,
Yes.
Member Arman,
Yes.
Member Cummings.
Yes.
Passes 4-0.
I've been at the school also from the beginning. I'm a great supporter of the school. I think you're doing a wonderful job for the students and for Oak Hill. And since this will have no effect on traffic or the community at large, and allow you to operate more efficiently, definitely yes.
How do we satisfy the 3 conditions? Do you guys need something in writing, or how does that work?
The conditions will be a part of the report from Mr. Long.
Is he still on there?
Yes, Graham, you're still there, right?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello, wake up.
Well, we just gotta make sure you, what Jerome just said, that you heard.
With the 3 conditions that are part of the report, you mean?
Yes.
Yes, those should be incorporated with the approval. That was our recommendation, at least.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank
we're
you
good.
very
Good to go.
much. Oh,
No,
nope.
not done.
Nope, not yet.
Minutes,
Oh,
Minutes.
that's right.
board comments. We're not done.
I do forget it. Do you want to have it? Mike got he put this together for us. You got one? Oh, that's one I've done. Yep, it is one I've done. Y'all have to excuse me. I've got my mother-in-law on my brain. it down. Okay. Jerome, you're the one that usually does this. Reads this all off. A little bit. Okay. So we're going to go over the minutes for the special meeting on Monday, September the 30th of 2024 at 5:30 p.m. Roll call was done. Present was Denise King, Chair, Sam Strauss, Vice Chair, Mike Arman, Gary Cummins, and Kenny Robinson. Also in attendance was City Attorney Scott Simpson and City Administrator Jerome Adams. The Attorney Simpson's explained the two-step process of the approval that applies to all three items on the agenda. Additionally, he explained the quasi-judicial process which governs this process. So this is on the preliminary development of the Oak Hill Land Invest LLC Oak Ridge Colony, ID 85310000020, 85310050010, 85310204005, 85310000003, 85300000029 of Oak Hill, Florida 32759. We had Kimberly Horn did their presentation. Mike Arman spoke, Gary Cummins, Attorney Joey Posey, Sam Strauss, Gary Newitt, Charlie Dean, Janet Shira, Nadine Wasinski, Linda Bender, Attorney Posey, and Attorney Simpson both spoke and stated the law restrictions running along Canal Road. The discussion continued, touching on the stormwater system and plans as well as site conditions on the property and the future planned use of this project. Attorney Simpson stated the approval should be included in the condition with a complete tree, immigration, and landscaping plan, as well as the T connections to be included and confirmation of the stormwater regulations. Motions to approve with the conditions presented, Gary Cummins, Mike Arman. It passed unanimously. The final development plan and subdivision plot of the OHTC Development LLC Oak Hill Town Center. Okay.
Don't read the parcel numbers.
That's what I was going to say.
Don't read the
That's
parcel
a lot of
numbers.
them.
Yeah. We know where it is.
Okay. So Heather Gleason was with Kimberly Horn and presented the details of the final plan and the plat for the OHTC project. She noted about the trees and the landscaping comments that were outstanding. Mike Arman spoke. We need to talk to in yours. No. He spoke about the Saints at Center Cemetery and the position of the OHA seems that was mentioned to go to maintain the two cemeteries as well as the fencing. We have from Attorney Posey confirmed that this is in the development agreement, and wrought iron fencing has been discussed and they are happy to put it in writing. Gary Cummins confirmed that beyond phase 1 there will be another development plan review. Joey Posey stated the development is to begin at the north end of the property, and there will be public access, and the cemeteries will be under lock and key. Gerald Heisman, 137 Bills Hill Road, he questioned about the stormwater, the canals, the culverts access Diana Kaler, 151 Bills Hill, spoke about the previous flooding in the area. Richard Bosley, 151 Bills Hill, he spoke about their miniature horses and an increase of people being near them and the concerns. Janet Shira discussed the way that this meeting has been posted and noticed, suggesting that it should be delayed until the public notice requirement could be properly met. She went on to mention the concerns of the wetlands and the trees and the landscaping and must be complete prior to the final before the commission. David Hall spoke about the buffers. And motion to approve with the conditions, Mike Orman, second Sam Strauss, passed it unanimously. Final development on Garden Street, Oak Hill, Florida, Heather Gibson, Mike Orman. Heather was with Kimberly Horn. Mike Orman, you discussed Gain Street and if there was a gate. And the attorney, Jessica Gallo, in Cobb Cola, Daytona, gave a presentation on the project. An explanation information provided to the commissioner in the binder. Joe Schofield, engineer, Scott Stewart, a planner. And decision continued regarding the plan of being present. Janice Shira asked if there were fees that had to be paid, and she was told yes. Motion to accept and approve, Sam Strauss. Second was Mike Orman. It passed unanimously. And the meeting adjourned with the motion from Sam Strauss and Derry Cummins seconded. Are we good?
Not quite, close.
Okay.
Okay, item missing in Town Center.
Which one?
The second one.
Okay.
Towards the end, there was this discussion with Joey Posey about drainage along Bills Hill Road. And he got his arm, the culverts, yeah, he got his arm twisted a little bit to agree to have the HOA maintain them because he and we both know the county won't get to it ever.
Oh. Okay. It's right here. Confirm that development agreement with the rock. Okay,
No.
so you're saying that
Yeah, this
you
involved,
agreed for the HOA.
the HOA is going to maintain the culverts that
Okay.
Mr. Heisman, Diane Kaler, and Mr. Bosley were concerned
We're
about
concerned about.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the yards.
in their yards.
That was in conjunction with the county.
Yeah, the problem was that he said, we'll put them in the county, we'll maintain them, and I said, you and I both know the county will never get to it, so they said, okay, we'll do it. He's getting me a bag of coal for Christmas.
Okay. All right, so with that, I'm gonna vote on this one. I'll get you another one. Yeah, do another one. Is there anything else we have?
No, that's it.
I'm good.
Needed to be added?
That's it.
Look at the evil look I'm getting. No, I'm good.
Hey.
I'm good.
No, that's it.
Huh?
That's it.
That's it?
Yes.
Okay. So, we have this done? Or are we ready
You
to?
have a motion to approve.
Well, Yeah, the
I move to
amendment.
accept minutes as read.
With the amendment.
With the amendment, excuse me.
I'll second. Am I allowed to second my own?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, I'll second it.
Oh my gosh.
You didn't.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Board comments, concerns?
I don't have any yet.
Okay.
Mr. Robinson, you got any?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Cummings, do you have any?
No.
No,
I'll keep my mouth shut.
today. The Planning Land Development Regulation Commission meeting will end at 3:40. Sounds good to me. I've got to go check.